Welcome to the call. Got 20 people in the call so far. Dope, dope, dope. Um, we're gonna get started, guys, in about 5 minutes. So we're gonna get started in about 5 minutes, guys. Let me know in the question and answer box. Let me know if you're a member or not, or you're just trying to figure out. Let me know if you're a member or you're not a member of FX Social. We're gonna give you value regardless, but I want to know who's a member and who's not a member. And if you are a member, let me know what product that you want to understand the most. Let me know in the question and answer box. You're definitely a member. Dope, welcome. Cool. So Russell, she's a definitely a member. Dope, not a member as of yet. Dope, dope, dope. It's all good. Get it, guys. Get it. Paul, I'm a member. What's up, Paul? I already know Paul's a member, man. Good guy. Yeah, we gotta talk about some dope stuff, guys. I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out what is my favorite product or what's my favorite product I'm coming out with. And so we're gonna talk about a lot of different things, guys. We're gonna talk about the current products that we already have in FX also. We're gonna talk about how to trade, the strategy that I literally won. I probably have like a 98% win rate with this strategy. Um, so okay, cool, cool, cool. FX social member. I want to know and learn more. Most Yes, I am the creator of all of everything FX social. I am literally everything I've done is from scratch. I haven't white labeled nothing. Cool, cool, cool. We're gonna get started in 3 minutes, guys. I'm a member of Coin, as you said, VPS. We're gonna talk about all that dope stuff. The Alibot is lit, dope. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Want to understand better to try find a trade manager? I got you, man. We're gonna be talking about all of that. Remember using the trade finder with the pro parameters. Hey, dope. The bot. I'm a member. I'm on demo. Okay, okay, cool, man. Well, glad we got all these dope members on this thing. Let me see. Let me see if I can record my screen. Cool, cool. So we got a lot of. Is this gonna be recorded? Yes. Let me make sure this is recorded right now for you. So I don't want to be lying to you. Uh, oh yeah, sorry, recording. Perfect. But it's recording to the cloud. I want to record to my computer. So start recording. Let's go and start things. We're gonna start the real recording in about 2 minutes. I can't see an image. I'll show myself real quick, guys. What's up? Again, my name is Brandon Stringer. I'm not going to show myself too much longer, but I do want to introduce myself. For those who don't know me, my name is Brandon Stringer. I'm a six-figure trader. I'm a six-figure marketer. I made my first six figures at 23 and 32 now within the network marketing industry. Let me go ahead. Let me start recording before I forget. So, okay, so far we got like 30 people on this call, guys. That's dope. Again, my name is Brandon Stringer. Like I told you guys, I make six figures in trading, and I also make an additional six figures in marketing. And I started off in humble beginnings, in network marketing. I just knew I wanted to be rich. I didn't know how I was going to be rich, but I knew I wanted to be rich. That's all I cared about. I didn't care how I made $10,000 a month. I just wanted $10,000 every month because I thought that was going to be like a huge life set. Who's ever let me know in the question and answer box. Whoever thought that I know everyone's not gonna be like that, but like whoever thought, man, if I can make an extra $10,000 a month, that would change my life. Like whoever thought about that, like extra 10 bands every single month. Let me see. I did, and I'm sure that can still be life changing for a lot of different members. But I started there, I'm making like crazy money now from so many different streams, building up so many different streams. So FX Social, I've been building and I've had a lot of trial and error. I'm always going to continue to make it better. I'm always developing new products. I want to be more than just a Forex resource company. I want to bring you even more value eventually, like, teach you guys how to do drop shipping, CPA, web design, marketing, branding, and consulting for companies. Like I have so much knowledge in my head that I want to share with you guys. And so hopefully, over time we can build this huge community. So I'm going to stop sharing my face for now. Actually, I'll continue to talk about. Let's talk about what is FX Social right now before we get into how to do everything. Please record. I have two-year-old. I'm running behind. That's cool. I was in my 20s, haven't hit it yet. That's good. So yeah, right now I've been making like 50, 60,000 a month. My goal now is like 100 to 200,000 a month, then a million a month, and I just got so many dope those goals. So let's talk about what FX Social is. Then we're gonna get into all and what we're gonna be talking about in this webinar. So FX Social, guys, is a Forex resource company. What we offer is resources to help you in your trading experience. So we have FX Social Pro. What that basically is an expert advisor that lets you pretty much automate the time it takes to trade, to the time it closes the trade, to the time it recovers the trade. And it lets you completely customize everything as far as how it recovers, how aggressive it recovers. We're going to go over all of that today so you can have a better understanding of how that works. The other thing, guys, is we're going to talk about FX Trade Manager. A lot of people love Trade Manager. And basically what that does is when you're losing a trade, so let's say you're taking signals, maybe you're taking your own manual trades, maybe you're taking trades with Trade Finder, which we're going to talk about in a second. Trade Manager recovers those losing trades. And I have a lot of updates coming for a lot of these different tools I have. So I'm going to explain what those updates are. And I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I have coming out. And if you have anything, guys, in y'all head that you're like, Brandon, I wish we had this with FX Social, you let me know and I'll develop it. And I won't charge you guys extra. Whatever you're paying right now is what you're going to keep paying. I'm going to keep bringing out 50, 40 products. We're going to be talking about drop shipping, e-commerce. We're going to have more Forex resource products, more strategies, and it's all going to be within the same price. So I'm going to keep developing more stuff because I'm all about value at the end of the day, guys. That's what I'm about. Now, the other thing, guys, that we have is FX Trade Finder. And it's basically a Forex trading view indicator that tells you exactly when you should trade. And we're going to be improving that too. So, and we got a lot of other products that's coming out. We got products already out there we're just fixing. And so we're going to be talking about all of that stuff today. So let's get into all the products. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me stop sharing my face and start sharing my screen. So let's kind of talk about, let me just share my screen. Let's say Google Chrome. So let me look at the questions before I get into anything real quick. That's good. 50K, 60K is crazy. Wow. Yeah. Man, like you think it's good, but man, wait until you start like I want to get you guys to the point where 10,000 a month is like, what am I doing with my life? And that's the thing I want to get you to, guys. So it's going to take time. I'm going to help you guys build your wealth. I want to help you fix your credit. I want to help you fix your finances, get out of debt, build skill sets through Forex, through e-commerce, through drop shipping, everything. So do a trade copier. I actually own a trade copier right now. I don't have the time for people to copy my trades because I use my tools for my trades, but I do want to find a trader that has the time that's good, that I can trust. And I will be coming out with a trade copier. So if someone asks me, say, hey, bring out a trade copier. That's going to come soon. I'm vetting different traders that I trust. So when you if you're copying their trades, I want to make sure that they're good trades. They're not going to be anything. Yes, you're typing in the right place, Jared. I can see your messages. You're typing in the right place. So let's talk about the first thing, guys, this is my community area that I want to start building. So if you're already a member, start talking there. If you have questions, ask there. You can go to topics. And what I'm going to start doing is like when I want to call a signal, every once in a while I'll call a signal, or maybe I have someone on my team call a signal that I trust. And you could take that trade and make sure you have Trade Manager active because I like using Trade Manager. And so I'm going to kind of show you some results from different stuff that I got. But these are like the different topics. So if you got questions about FX Pro EA, you got Trade Manager, Trade Finder questions, trade ideas, troubleshoot questions. I usually look over here. That way, if you do them over here, people who might have the same questions can just look on there and find out what they need to know. So that's a little community area. If we go to my library, actually, this is FX Social Lounge and Credit Repair. So, you get the credit repair in the lounge. And with the lounge, I got everything nice and spread out neatly. So every time I come up with a new product, it's going to have its own dedicated tab. Because at first I had it where it was just everything in one place and it was just very confusing. So if you want to know about FX Social Pro Automation, here you go. It's right here. All the different stuff you need to know about it. We even have quizzes so you can make sure you know everything. Trade Manager has all the information. And we're going to go over what all this stuff is. Trading View, education, and all that good stuff. Trade Finder. Trading View education, additional education downloads. Now, what we're going to be talking about in this webinar today, guys, I'm going to teach you a strategy. I'm going to show you actually the results of the strategy. Results. This is a real account. I grew this account from, what was my balance actually? Let me check. This is like, it started at 294. I grew it to about $2,000. Um, I think I put in another like $800 because I want to have $1,000 account. I forgot what I did, but basically, let's just say I started at $1,000. I grew my account 100%, and my biggest drawdown was 5%, 4%. That actually 4%, meaning that the most I ever came into the negative before closing the trade out was about maybe like $50, $60 negative before it closed out positive. And so I could show you some of my history, trade history, guys. As you can see, this is actually me trading manual. So I'm going to teach you this strategy in this video. I want to go over the other products before I get into the strategy, but I want to go over just showing you some of the results that we're going to be going over. So this was between three things, guys. This is between the trade finder, the trade manager, and just signals. So we're going to be calling out signals that I potentially would take, that you can take in that community section that we went over earlier. And so make sure you got the app downloaded. But let's just show the results for now. So as you can see, guys, I won every single trade, and I lost 11 cents. Then I lost $1.96, and I lost $10. Every other trade I won. And I think this was about how many trades? 58 trades. So I had 58 trades. I have one trade that I lost for 11 cents. A second trade I lost for $1.96. A third trade for $10. A second trade for $3. A fifth trade for $6. A seventh trade, eighth trade. So I lost 8 trades. So I lost 8 trades, and my biggest loss was $10. But I won 50 trades. Let me know in the question box below, who would love to learn a skill set where you can 100% your money and your biggest drawdown was like 5% and your biggest loss was $10? Let me know in that question box who would love to learn a skill set like that. And who believes that, 100% my money with 6% drawdown, God, 6%. Your biggest loss was $10. I want y'all to think about how sick that is. We have over 40 people on this call right now. Let me know. Absolutely. Me, not bad at all. And this is, look, guys. Yes, Patrice, we get it. You're not a member yet. We got you. We're going to get you a member, right? Jared, me. Yeah. So we're going to be going over that. So that's going to be at the end of the webinar. First, before we go over that, I want to go over FX Social Pro and FX Social Trade Manager. And then we're going to get into that strategy on how I was able to do this. So let's go over FX. This is my FX Social EA Pro, right? And so what this does is this is completely automated. And this is where a lot of people mess up with the automation. They be trying to live off of it with no money really into their account, and they be doing high lot sizes. And I'm going to explain to you guys how this works. But like, as you can see, my account grew from like $600 to $3,200 in my current balance. So I grew like 630%. And it was automatically by itself. Like I never had to do anything. It was automated completely. And a lot of people, they want an automation that's going to do all the work for them. Now, I would say this: you don't have to do much with this. You can manage it, and we're going to go over what this is, and we're going to be talking about the future of this actual EA. But you always have people look. Expert providers at the end of the day, in nature, can still be risky. At the end of the day, it depends on your balance. It depends on a lot of different things. But I always tell people, use my education to learn how to trade yourself if you want to make big returns, and then you can let the automation just let it run and do conservative. Now, I know this looks very hypocritical because this is a $600 account that grew to $3,200 in a month and 2 weeks. So this is probably a terrible example, but I wholeheartedly believe that you should have the skill set to trade yourself, which I'm going to teach you today, and you should have the automation, and you should use all the other different tools that we have. So let me kind of talk about, let me see, someone said, what is the trade manager consistency? So I'm going to go over all of that over time. Anonymous attendee. You don't have your name on there, so I'm just going to put anonymous attendee. So that being said, let's talk about the updates I have coming to FX Social Pro. So there's a new bot coming up right now called FX Social Combo. I already had it out before, but I had to fix some glitches. It should be done in a day or two with the glitches done. And so right now, guys, how I use FX Social EA Pro is I have it trade silver only. But the issue with silver, guys, is silver is very volatile, but it makes so much money. So I always tell people like 1,500 plus to use silver on automation. Like I said, I did it with a $500 account, but you don't want to get in the situation where you catch some bad drawdown and you can't take it. That's why I always tell people 0.01. So I'm going to show you guys how the settings work. So let me go into one of my accounts. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about how FX Social Pro EA works first. So let me share my whole screen for you guys. All right, so I think is this my live account? Let me check. I have some accounts. Yeah, I think this is it. So I'm not going to bring up this part because it's going to show my information, but I will bring up another setting. So I'm just going to bring up all the settings that we have on here. I'm just drop one of these over here. So guys, when you first get started, you get all of these dope settings. And so let's kind of talk about how it works. So as you can see, guys, you can put your email in, and that's how you activate it. Obviously, if you're not an active member, it will deactivate in 30 days. We also have the lot size, and this is very important, guys. A lot of people want a high lot size because they want to make a lot of money. And I always tell people the money is in the drawdown. So when some people message me like, Brandon, man, I hope it turns around. I don't want to, I feel for you, but I always tell people have a small lot size. Why? Because when it starts going this drawdown, it's going to open up a 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.04. But when you go in the deep drawdown and it recovers, you're going to make good money. What does that do for you? One, you make more money when you start losing. And two, you're safe. When you start starting with a 0.05 or 0.10, you're putting yourself at risk. Now, if you have a big account, it's a little different. But if you have like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, I suggest like a 0.01, 0.02. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of these settings. I kind of just wanted to show you the specific settings real quick. Let's talk about, because I already got training on how this stuff. I just want to talk about the grid. Now, let me know in the question box, who understands? Oh, I'm on the wrong bot. That's why I can't find it. Let me find the bot real quick for you guys. Here it goes. So let me just hide that. I want to talk about the grid. Who understands how grid works? Let me know in the question box. Who understands how grid works? Let me see. Let me make sure. Let me see who understands. Who understands how grid works? No clue. I mostly do. No, I don't understand. I don't. Do not tell me like a 3-year-old. I don't. Not me. Not okay. Let me see. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I don't. So it's gonna be the perfect time. So this is gonna be a great lesson for you guys because this is how grid works on Trade Manager and FX Social Pro. So we're gonna go over how both works. I'm gonna share my screen again real quick. So when you're setting your bot up, guys, it asks you for grid 1, 2, 3, 4, and other. And it asks you for your multiplier. So what the grid does, guys, is very simple. Let's say that you take a trade on silver and it goes the wrong. Let's say that we have this at 100. We're going to just do different 200. We'll do 300, 400. We'll do 500, just messing around. Let's say that the market, let's say you take a 0.01. Let me see if I can bring up annotations or something. Yeah. Let's say that your initial trade, your first lie is at 0.01. And then the market, since you have it grid at 100, I want you to understand what this means. That means points. So that means that means that 100 points equal 10 pips. So if you have 100 points, that's 10 pips. 200 points is 20 pips. 300 points is 30 pips. 400 points is 40 pips. 500 points is 50 pips. So let's say we go the wrong direction, 20 pips, right? Then it's going to open up a 0.02. And let's say our third grid is 300 pips. That's 30 pips. So this will go negative 30 pips. It's going to open up a 0.03. And if it goes 40 pips in the wrong direction, it's gonna go open up a 0.04. If it goes 50 points in the wrong direction, it's gonna open a 0.05. If it goes another 50 pips in the wrong direction, it's gonna open up a 0.06. If it goes another 50 pips in the wrong direction, it's gonna open up a 0.07. Now, let's kind of talk about how the bot works exactly. So sometimes what happens is, if it does that, it's doing two things. It's working at the same time. Two things. One, based off your lot size. So remember, you go points. So we put our points at. Let me stop doing this real quick. If we put our take profit at 500, for example, 50 pips, this initial trade right here is going to go for 50 pips. But once this trade opens, the 50 pips is going to open up at this entry instead. So it's going to move your take profit. Though it's going to keep it at 50 pips until. So let's say that we went 10 pips in the wrong direction, and we still got 50 pips. So let me take this part away. Let me undo that part. So we 10 pips in the wrong direction. So that means that we are 10 pips in the wrong direction, and then we go another 20 pips in the wrong direction. So we're negative 30 pips so far. Then we go another, let me see, go 10, 20, 30. So perfect. That's perfect. So look, let me draw a line right here. Right here, we are currently negative 50 pips, right? Because we got 10, 20, 30. So 30, 50. No, we're negative 60 pips. My bad. Can't spell. My bad, guys. Hold on. We're negative 60 pips. Now that we're negative 60 pips, the bot's going to move your stop loss to where it's 50 pips from this entry. So now this trade is going to lose negative 10 pips, but these trades are all going to hit take profit because they're within that 50 pip range. Let me know. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to put it up on the chart soon. I just want to see. Does that make sense? Let me see if that makes sense. Barely. I'm gonna put it up on the chart. Don't worry. I'm gonna put it up on the chart. So, let me put it up on the chart for you guys. We about to educate you. I want y'all to understand completely how this thing works. So, right now we have about 42 members on here talking. I hope y'all getting a lot of value so far. We're about to really make this thing. I'm gonna explain a lot of different things for you guys. So we're gonna explain. I want you to understand how the FX Social Pro works, so you can understand how to customize it yourself. So let's go and open up the charts. Let me open up Google Chrome. Let's open up silver, since I'm always talking about silver. And we're going to talk about some other pairs and what kind of pairs I like and what kind of pairs I'm going to try. What I want you guys to try. And I'm going to actually do a prize contest this next week. So I want y'all to definitely stay to the end of that if y'all want to win some money. So let's bring up silver. I'm going to teach you guys how to read silver also, because I know it's kind of hard to read, but I'm going to show you how to read it. So let's delete all this stuff for now. I'm going to remove all of this stuff. So let's say that I'm doing a call right now. So let's say that we're going to assume that the trade was called. We're going to assume that the trade was called right here for a buy, and then it went the wrong direction. So let's see, the trade was here. This is the initial trade right here. So let me remove all this stuff real quick. And I'm going to tell you how to use the trade finder also, so you can kind of tell where you want to go. So this is the first trade. We took it at a 0.01. Now, I'm going to use the 200. Instead of doing the 200, we're going to do this. We're going to do the grid sizes. We're going to make up some new grid sizes this time. This time we're going to do the grid size. Grid size 1, let's say 150. Grid size 2, 200. Grid size 3. 300. No, 200 again. Grid size 4. We'll do 300. Grid size 5. 400. No, that's not 5. It's other. And what other means is that's going to be 5, 6, 7, and 9. Pretty self-explanatory. So we got our settings. That's what it is. You put those settings in there for the bot, correct? Now silver is a bit different to read, so we're gonna go over some other pairs. We're gonna do a normal pair after this. So we take a point. The trade takes a 0.01. That's the initial trade. Right? And then it goes, it goes for a buy, right? We're doing a buy, so we're trying to go a buy. We're gonna do 50 pips. Hold on. Let's get this out of the way. So this is how you read silver, guys. Silver's a little different. So when you do silver, I use this tool right here. If you want to read it, you use this tool right here. You go to price range. So you can go over here, and the first two numbers, the first two digits are the only two digits you need to look at. So we have 14. So the first two digits 50. So you can know what all my other numbers. I don't know what those numbers are. So we're gonna do 50. This is our take profit. Let me make this green. This is our original take profit. Now, obviously it didn't hit our take profit. So it starts going the wrong direction. And then remember, what's our first grid? 150? That's 15 pips. So we can take this. This is 15 pips. So it opened up a trade right here. Where's 50 pips from here? That's the new take profit now. Now, it's going to go. It didn't hit the take profit yet, so it's going to go 15 pips in the wrong direction again. No, wait, 20 pips. We got the 20 pips this time. So it took a grid 1, 0.02, grid 3, 0.03. Now we got 300 pips, so we got to go 30 pips in the wrong direction. But to take another trade, that's about right here. Grid 4.04. It's going for 50 pips from here now. So where's 50 pips from here? That's the new take profit. So when this trade bounces to here now, it's going to close out the trade, and you're going to lose on a 0.01, 15 pips, but you're going to gain on a 0.04. You're going to win 50 pips, and on a 0.03, you're going to win 20 pips, and you're going to break even on your 0.02. So now, what are the benefits for having this? Is what are the disadvantages and the benefits of having the 50 pips? So the advantage of having the 50 pips is it can have enough room to recover. So for example, some people like to do this. They like to do 30 pips instead. So they do 300 instead, right? So what is 300 initially? Let's do 300 instead. This is 300. This is 30 pips. Let's do 250. That's 25 pips. Now look, if you had just, when they called that buy right here, it would have took you out. Oops, not that one. it would keep you at a take profit in a way, basically, right here, to where you wouldn't even have to even be in the grid. So one of the advantages of having a small take profit is you're in and out the trade, and then it's going to begin to look for a new signal. The disadvantages of this, if you have that 25 pips, let's say it didn't hit. Let's say that you had 30 pips, right? Let's say 300 pips. So what's 300 pips? That's right here. Let's say it never hit it, right? So then it opened up a 0.02. So now we got to move this. This is your new take profit right here. Did it hit it yet? Nope. So we're going to bring it down again. This is your new take profit right here. Did it hit it yet? No. So then we gotta we down again. Oops. Oh. Now did it hit it? This is our new take profit right here. Oops, let me do that. It went for 30 pips this time, right? So what happened when we went to 30 pips? Since it got into this deep drawdown, when it went for 30 pips, it won this trade. It broke even on point. It pretty much broke even or did a small loss on 0.03. It lost 0.02 and 0.01. So what was the benefits for this? The benefits is it finally got you out the trade fast. The disadvantage is you lost these two trades. But if you think about it, 0.04 makes you more money than the 0.02 and the 0.1, so you still make money. So you got to ask this. There's two ways you can go around this, guys. This is what I like to do. So basically, the point when you do, the less your take profit is, the less managing you have to do, because it's going to hit take profit a lot faster, even on recovery or on your initial trade. The disadvantages is when you do it, you're going to lose more trades on the recovery because it's going for less distance. So there's two ways you can go about this, which I'm going to add to the training. So I'm not going to talk about it right now. You can keep it at 50 pips, and you can have your phone alert you whenever the trade takes a trade, and you can measure the entry, and I'll do a training on that, and you can change it to 30 pips for yourself. And so let's say that, for example, your initial trade was 30 pips, and it did not hit take profit. Since your bot is set to 50 pips, it's automatically, once it comes down to your first grid, it's going to automatically move the take profit to 50 pips anyway. So it can automatically do that. So you can keep it at 50 pips, manually change to 30 pips or 25 pips even. You can say, look, I only want to go for 20 pips anyway, but just in case it doesn't hit 20 pips, I want to recover 50. So I would just manually I would modify my trade, put it 25, 30 pips. And on my first initial trade right here, and as soon as it's wrong and it goes to grid one, it's going to move my take profit to 50 to where it's going to start aiming for those higher amounts. So, and now I just taught you how to do that. And this is how you can use this tool for any pair, honestly. I like silver a lot. So let me know in the question box. And I don't wait for it to hit take profit. If I'm cool, let's say I'm in like grid 3 and I see that, the market's all the way right here. Right here. Let's say on grid 3. Let me see what's 50 pips at. Let's say let's do one more example. This is grid 3. This is 50 pips. This is my take profit. I'm already in profit here and here. I would just close out right here close out right here versus waiting for the hit right here early. So I would close out all of my recovery trades and then let the bot reset. The thing is about letting your bot reset, because then it looks for a new signal. Now, there's another feature in the bot that y'all don't know about. It's called signal. It's called recovery signal. It's hidden inside the features. So sometimes what it does is, what the bot will do is, who's ever used, actually, before I talk about that, who's learned a lot more about the bot now that I explain this before I talk about the other hidden feature? Let me know in the chat box if you learn a lot more about the bot. I'm going to talk about if we're going to take a different direction soon. I just want you to understand that part about how the take profit and the grid work simultaneously together. All right, perfect. So someone asked me, well, I would think the bot would take a buy or a sell if it's going the wrong direction. Here's what you guys don't understand about that. And this is how it wouldn't make sense to do a buy or sell when it's not a real buy or sell. So for example, let's say that it called, let me see, let's say for example, now this is a bad example because it really would have just took a buy, right? So the bot trades in the direction of the trend. But this is what happens sometimes. Let me move this out the way. Let's say, for example, it did call a buy, right? And the market is overall in a buy setup. Let's say that it called a buy and it started going down. Well, the bot understands that the overall trend is going up. So why would you do a sell if the overall trend is a buy? Now, if the bot reads a new signal and saying, you know what, now we see it's a sell, it will close your recovery trades, open up at whatever, like let's say that you're at 0.04 and it reads a sell finally. Say, you know what, I believe now it's a sell. It will close all of these trades, open up a 0.04 sell, and then go for the recovery on 50 pips this direction. But it's not going to do it if it's not a real buy, a real sell. Because there's a difference, guys. This is what you got to understand in trading. There's a difference between a buy, a sell retracement, and a sell reversal. When it's a retracement is temporarily, meaning that it's going to go here and it's going to keep going up for a buy. So you'll be really mad at yourself if you took a sell because it's going at a sell for temporarily, and then now the market's in the buy. Now you're losing a buy and a sell at the same time. So you want to understand how Forex works. So like you see, like look, you see how it went up and it started going down and it bounced on this trend line, right? And then it starts going up again because it's not a real sell. It's just a temporary retracement. So you got to be able to handle this retracement sometimes. And you got to understand sometimes you don't take a loss. That's Forex. But I just want you to understand, guys, how it works. And so if it sees a sell, an actual sell signal, then it will change it and recover it at a different lot. But what I like to do is I like to get out as soon as I can and manage my losses by just close. Like if my recovery is, if I'm positive 200 or I'm positive 100, positive $50, I just close my trades early and let the bot reset and look for a new trade. So you want to understand the markets better. And so I'm going to actually be teaching you guys this. We're going to be doing a lot of different training calls on this, but who understands this a lot better now? And I'm going to do a full training on it. I just want y'all to understand this. Cool. Now, the trade manager does the same thing. Now, the only thing the trade manager does the same thing, except it does it with your manual trades. And so you can control your grid size with your manual. So let's say you take a trade. So for example, I'm in a company and they call signals, right? And the first signal is a take profit one, but they're very, very accurate. So I always take profit one with no stop loss. And I have my trade manager working in the background. So if I'm wrong, my trade manager is going to kick in and start doing recovery trades. And eventually when it turns around off that temporary retracement, I'm going to hit take profit. And it works the same way as this buy. It moves the take profit and everything for you. So I like to use trade manager with trade finder to take my trades, or I like to use trade manager with signals, or both. That's how I grew that account from to 100%. I just took signals on take profit one with no stop loss, and I took trades off trade finder with no stop loss. Now, yeah, I don't use a stop loss with trade manager. Now, there's something the trade manager does not do right now that I'm adding. So there's two features I'm adding to the trade manager. What the trade manager doesn't do right now, it doesn't know when to change to a buy if the signal changes, because technically you took the trade, right? So I'm going to add an optional feature tomorrow where it's going to do two things. It's going to be optional features. The first optional feature is going to be this. Let's say that it's going in the wrong direction. You took a bad trade. It's going to read just like my FX Pro bot, and it's going to switch your trade from a buy to a sell if it thinks that you're just completely freaking wrong. So that's one good thing it's going to do. The other cool thing about it is, let's say that you have a huge take profit. Let's say you're doing for 50 pips take profit. and let's say you're 30 pips into take profit, and the market's about to turn around, and the bot reads that the market's about to turn around, it will close your trade, your buy. It will open up a sell and then ride that sell down so you can make profits on the buy and the sell at the same time on the manager. So that's going to be optional features I'm going to be adding to the trade manager. So we got 2 features. Now, as far as the FX Social Pro, the FX Social combo what I'm coming out with is going to be able to, let's say that, some people don't want to trade silver. Maybe they got a small account or whatever, right? So I have a new one coming out called Combo. So let's say that you want to have 20, 30 different pairs open, but you don't want to trade 20, 30 different pairs. And that's so you only want to trade 2 pairs out of the 30 pairs for the automation side. This is the automation. I'm going back to the automation side. With that being said, with the automation, once it's going to look between all 30 pairs that you add, and it's going to find whatever comes out with a signal, it's going to take that trade. And let's say it sees GBP CAD and USD JPY. That means that it's not going to open up any more trades, and it's only going to recover for GBP CAD and JBP USD JPY. And then once USD JPY or JBP CAD closes, it's going to read between the 30 pairs and open up a new trade again. So now you can trade those smaller pairs or on a higher time frame, and you don't have to wait as long because it's going to be looking between 30 pairs. Now, I had that concept before, but it wasn't working. But now I got my developer fixing it. So that's going to be called FX Social Pro, FX Social Combo. So I'm going to have full training on that also. So far, we went over Trade Manager and we went over FX Social Pro. Trade Manager is almost like FX Social Pro, except it only works with your personal trades. And like I told you, how many new features. So far, does everyone understand everything we went over as far as FX Social Pro, the new combo is coming out, and the new Trade Manager is coming out? Let me know. Type a yes in the chat box. Yes. Ashley said no. Ashley, what don't you understand from what we went over so far? Yes. Everyone else say yes so far. Yes. After this, guys, we're gonna go over that strategy that I use with the Trade Finder. Let me see. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so Ashley, you can just let me know what you lost, or I'm gonna do a whole video on it anyway, so you don't have to worry too much. So far, we're making good time, guys. We're 40 minutes in, so we're gonna spend this last 20 minutes going over the Trade Finder strategy. Let's get it. So let me know. Y'all ready for this Trade Finder strategy? Let me know by putting Trade Finder in the question box. Let's get it. I want you guys to rely more than just on. I want you to rely more than just on automation. I'm going to offer you a lot of good things. Now, after I teach you guys the Trade Finder, the last thing we're going to talk about is all the new stuff that I'm coming out with. Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk about all the stuff that come out with after this. Okay, so let's get into the Trade Finder, guys. Let's remove all drawings. Now, let's look at AUD USD. Oh, dang, my thing hit take profit. Oh man, I love Trade Finder, guys. If I don't like nothing else, I love Trade Finder. I have never had something so accurate in my life to where I'm so mad at Trade Finder. I'm gonna tell you why, guys. Let me bring it up. I'm really mad at Trade Finder because let's just bring it up real quick. Let's just bring it up. I'm really mad at it because it keeps winning and doesn't do any drawdown. So I don't never get no recovery trade. So let me kind of talk about how I use Trade Finder and the new updates I'm coming with the Trade Finder. So the updates I'm going to have is going to be even more accurate as far as, but right now I'm just going to go over what I got now. But I have a new one coming out in like the next day or two, which will be even more accurate. But we'll talk about that. I'll talk about the next video. So let's just talk about what we got now. Trade Finder is one of the simplest things you're going to ever learn how to trade, guys. So let's look at AUD USD. I'm going to use AUD USD as an example. And it's crazy because I literally already hit take profit right here. I just made that. I won that trade just now. I won all these trades actually. So how Trade Finder works, guys, is super, super simple. We're going to write the rules down. So I'm not going to tell you how to set it up for now. I'm just going to show you how the rules work. So it comes with what Trade Finder does, guys, is alerts your phone when you should buy or you should sell. And all you have to do is confirm the rules before you buy or sell. So let's write the rules down. Rule 1. We're going to do buy rules first. Buy rules. Rule number 1 is you got to confirm everything. It is the buy above the 3 EMAs. Rule number 2 is use your own other analysis. That's all I got. That's all you got to do. So I'm not going to get into your own analysis. I'll kind of tell you some of the stuff I like to do, and I'm gonna come up with a lot of different trains. I got a lot of different trains on my stuff that I'm not sure like a lot of people even use yet. But so we're gonna just use that simple. We're gonna use the 3 EMA rule for now. And for the sell rules, 1 is the sell below the 3 EMAs. 2, use your own stuff. So when I say use your own stuff, that means that you can have your own extra analysis like support, resist, trend lines, Fibonacci's. I use all that good stuff. So we're not going to go into details on that right now because we're going to be on the. I want to start having a dedicated webinar to just Trade Finder and Trade Manager, but today is not the day because we spent so much time. I just wanted everyone to understand how the bot works overall. So how do I use Trade Finder and Trade Manager? So I set up an account on my VPS and I added Trade Finder to every single pair ever. And then what I do is, so anytime I take a trade, Signal or through Trade Finder or through my own analysis, anytime I lose a trade, it starts working. The only bad part about why these two things don't work that well together, because every time I take a trade, guys, it just hits take profit. It doesn't even go the wrong direction. It's so annoying. I'm like, man, can I be wrong just a little bit so the recovery can happen? But unfortunately, guys, I don't have that luxury. I just keep winning trades over and over and over. So that being said, off the rules, you do a buy if it's above 3 MAs, you do a sell if it's below 3 MAs, and then I'm gonna tell you what you should look for when you sit and follow those rules. So I'm gonna talk about when you sit and follow the rules and when you sit. So, for example, do you see? I want you to know. Let me know in the question box. Do you see like this, like look like a moth, like this, like an alligator mouth? Like it's like this is the bottom, this is the top, this is the tongue. Do you notice that? Let me know in the question box below. And yes, after you trade with the trend on. Yes. Yes. Now, let's keep time. So now this is not the Williams alligator strategy, but I have some of that built inside my system also. But I just wanted you to understand so look, when this mouth is open, the further apart it is, the stronger, the longer it's probably going to keep going up. And then once it starts to close like this, that's when you should stop looking for that direction. So I'll give you an example. This is a perfect example. Now, based off the strategy we went over, right? If you get caught, if the sell is below these 3 lines, are you taking this trade? Yes or no? Let me know in the question box. Yes, you will. Why? Because it's below the 3 lines. Remember, a buy is above the 3 lines, the sell is below. So you're lost. I don't know how y'all can be lost. It's like the simplest strategy. So Doug and Dimitri, it's the EMAs, yes. EMAs means exponential moving averages. So if these three lines, guys, are above the sell, you take the sell manually. If these three lines are above or below, so for example, would you have taken this buy? Yes or no? Nope. No, you wouldn't. Why? Because this line's in the way. This line indicates the trend. Anytime anything's below this line, it's indicating a sell trend. If it's cutting through the middle, it's considering consolidation. So this is like consolidation. So I don't take consolidated trades. I like to see it's a clear up or down. This is consolidated, so I want to take the trade. Would you take this trade? Yes. Why? It follows all your rules. And then here's another thing. When you see all three lines cross within each other, that indicates a good trade. So it called a sell. All three lines cross at the same time. That's a huge sell. And what happened? It dropped down. Now remember, the mouth is open, right? Would you take this buy? Yes or no? No. Why? No, you would not take the buy. Someone said, yeah, everyone else said no, so I'm probably, but no, you would not take it. Why? The three lines has to be below the buy. The three lines has to be above the sell. So the arrow indicator needs to be above or below, not the actual candle. The candle needs to be above or below, yes, or on top. That's good, Doug. It's all good. It's good that way I can correct you. You understand, like, okay, I get why you said that. So look, this is where I would not take the sell. So it does this sell. Would I have taken this sell right here? Would I take this sell? Yes or no? Yes. There you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. Like it's not hard at all, right? Then will I take this sell? Yes. Will I take this buy? No. Will I take this sell? Yes. Yes. You would have won every single trade. Yes. 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 You will every single trade. Now, yes, it's still going, right? Now, you notice the mouth is starting to close about right here. It closed, right? You just see where the mouth closed? Let me highlight it. You see where that mouth closed? When the mouth closed, would I have taken the sell? No. Let me tell you why. It does follow the rules, but when the mouth is wide open and then it starts to slowly close, that pretty much indicates sometimes an end in momentum. And when it's an end in momentum, it's probably also mean that it's about to be a reversal. So even though I usually would have taken this trade, I didn't. Why? Because it started off with momentum and then the mouth closed and then it called a sell. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to wait and just look for when it starts going momentum again or look for a buy now. Does that make sense? So remember, the mouth opens, it's huge momentum. When the mouth closed, just think about this. It's eating, you can always get profits. How can you eat with a closed mouth? So it's telling me to do a sell, but the mouth is closed. And it has its mouth open this whole time. That means it's probably full from all that profit. So I'm done. I'm done trading sales for a little bit. I'm going to either look for another good indication for a sell, I'm gonna let it open up a little bit, or I'm gonna start looking for buys most likely. So let's do it. Let's look for buys. Look at this. For one, remember what happens. For one, we had this crossover. So now we got the crossover. Would I have done this buy? No, because it didn't follow my rules. Would you have done this buy right here? We had the end of the momentum on the sell. We have all 3 lines below us, and you've seen it cross not too long ago. Would you take this buy, yes or no? Let me know. Yes, yes. Let me know. Let me know. Talk to me, guys. Don't let me talk to myself. I'm here for y'all. Yes, yes, yes. So the indicator is for all pairs. Yes, it works for all pairs. This is AUD/USD. It's not even silver or gold, but it works for all pairs. Yes, yes, yes. So, Doug, I'm gonna explain it. So, Doug, I only want Doug to answer this. Okay. So, Doug, remember, buy, the 3 lines have to be below the buy. The sell, 3 lines have to be above the sell. So, Doug, do you see the 3 line? Are there 3 lines below this candlestick that this buy called? You see this candlestick? So you could take that trade. You would have been in some drawdown, but yeah, it went up, right? Doug, do you see it? Does this arrow follow the 3 rules? Is it above the 3 lines? Let me know, yes or no. Would you take this trade? It doesn't follow the rules. Let's look. All 3 lines are right here. The arrow, the candlestick it called is right here. Is this bar not above these 3 lines? You sure? Like, that's how simple this is, guys. Like, literally, it's just you look for a bar above 3 lines, right? And then on sell, you look for a bar below 3 lines. I couldn't make it harder if I tried, y'all. Do you see what I mean now? Do you see how this is a good trade now, Doug? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Doug, let me know, Doug. Well, Doug taking too long to answer, so I'm going to go and move on to the next part. So, look. Cool. Now you see it. Now, guys, as you see, when the momentum closed in this area, let me bring it up. Remember, it was momentum here. And then the moth closed about right, like officially closed right here when it started consolidating, right? Now, when the momentum ends, even if it does cause a good sell, I'm not going to look for it because I feel like the market's starting to swing up towards the buy. And what happened? We had nothing but buys. Buy here. You taking the sell? Yes or no, Gal? I'm not even going to answer this one. Yes or no? Y'all taking the sell? Why aren't y'all taking the sell? Let me know. Tell me exactly why you wouldn't take that sell. And no, you wouldn't. You're right. You're not going to take the sell. But why wouldn't you? It's above. Yeah, it's right because above the pink EMA. The pink EMA needs to be on top of the sell, and it's in the middle of a bunch of buys. Look how wide this mouth is. Remember, when it's big like this, that's strong momentum. Oh, Ashley was joking. Okay. I was like, I don't know what to tell you at this point. You still said sell. That was like the worst one to do. You lost all kinds of money. But as you can see, guys, look, it's shooting up. I wouldn't have taken this sell. And you notice, look, the sell shot down. It bounced on this trend, and it continued to go up. That's how strong this purple line is. This is the trend. Buy, buy, buy. I won all my trades doing this all day. I lost like 2 trades. And what's cool about it is this. If you start losing, so for example, let's look for a one that started losing at first. If I can find one. Man, it's so accurate, it's kind of hard to tell. Now, well, it's kind of hard, I can't find any. Dang, man. Isn't it suck when you're too accurate? So basically, okay, for example. No, that'd been a terrible example. Well, we're gonna just act like we took a buy right here. We're gonna act like we took a buy right here, right? So let's say we took our trade right here, even though it's not a signal. I just want to make a point. We took our buy right here. And let's say that we went for the next resist. So let's talk about take profit. I only go for take profit on, so I use the price tool, right? And so TP, I either go for 15, 20 pips, or I go for the next resist zone. So let's look to the left and let's look for another resist zone on a higher time frame. So let's say we're aiming for this right here. The reason I say this is because look at this resist zone right here. So this is resist area. So you can see how I was doing multiple touches right here. So let's say we aim for that, right? So how many pips is that? That's 30 pips. So you could either aim for 30 pips or you could be safe and you could aim for oops, not that. That's the take profit. I don't know why it's gonna give me such a hard time. All right, so look, you can aim for 15 pips, 10 to 15 pips even. Oh, there it goes right here. So let's say we aim for 10 pips, for example. This is about 10 pips. So let's do 10 pips instead. Let's say we only aim for 10 pips. And we took the trade right here. It came up and then it came down. And let's say we had our stuff at 20 grid on our manager. So it opened up a new trade at 20 pips. Let's see where this is. 20 pips. So it would open up a trade right here. And then guess what? It kept going the wrong direction. So 20 pips the wrong direction again. Let's see. That's 20 pips right here. So let's say you took a point. Let's say at this point, this is an initial trade. You took a 0.10. I'm gonna use 10 this time. And then you opened up another buy at 0.12. Then up another buy at 0.14. And then it finally shot up. And remember, depending on what you put trade manager at, let's say you put it at 50 pips, for example. So now it took it. Let's say we had the 50 pips. We're gonna use 50 pips for an example. Remember, as soon as the recovery happens, it opens up the take profit to 50 pips. So it doesn't even care what you had at the beginning. So you got to change yourself if you want. So 50 pips would have been right here. So our new take profit would have moved from here to here. That's take profit. Let me change the color so you can tell the difference. That's our new take profit, right? So we would have gained, let's just see how much money. Our original goal was $1 per pip, right? For 15 pips. And it didn't make the 15 pips. Instead, it went the wrong direction. So our original take, let me write it down real quick so y'all can see how powerful this is. Our original take profit, oops. Let's move out the way. Let's delete this stuff real quick. Our original take profit, let me move all this stuff out of the way. We're going to do some math, see how much money we made. And tell me if this makes sense after. Our original take profit was 15 pips. So we did $1 a pip. So we did 0.01. We went for 15 pips. So that is $15. But we were wrong, right? So it opened up a 0.01, not 0.01, my bad, guys. 0.10. So open up a 0.12. Then it opened up a 0.14. And then it finally went 50 pips in the right direction. So let's do all the math. Let's see what each of them equals. So where's the take profit? The take profit is right here. So now 0.01, it did 5 pips. So on that, let's just do the math. We'll do all that. So the 0.10 trade now, the original trade was 15. It made $5. 0.12 made, let's see. It did 27 pips. So for those who don't know what 0.12 is, that's $1.20 a pip. So we do the math. $1.26 times 27 pips is $32. Then let's do the math again. This last trade did 50 pips. That's $1.40 times 50. So that made $70. So 0.14 made 70. So we do 70 plus 32 plus 5. Originally, $15 profit. After trade manager, 107 profit. So if you follow these rules and you just follow the trend line, most of the time you're going to keep hitting take profit. But when you're losing, trade manager is going to kick in and you're going to make even more money. So you definitely want to practice this stuff, guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to answer some questions. I'm sure someone got some questions, and we can go from there. Talk about 2 force bottom. Then okay, what's your recommended time charts? So you could do all of them. So what you could do is go through my training on how to do alerts, but you can set alerts for buy and sell on both sides. So you could do, I like 15 minutes, but you could do 15 minutes. Like I know Trill, he does 4 hours because he's called signals on the 4 hours. So 4 hours are good, but some people don't want to wait for 4 hours. So you can set your alert for the 4 hour buy and sell. You can set your alerts for the 1 hour buy and sell. You can set your alert for the 15-minute buy and sell. Hey, you can do the 1 minute buy and sell. I like 15 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hour personally. And I like daily. So I'll set my alerts for all 4, 5 on that one pair. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about the new products. I'm tripping. I almost forgot. It's in the training. Once you join, you'll see how to set it up in the training. Someone asked me how the parameters. So that's all in this training. Just go through the training. It's under the training. It's under Trade Finder Trading View training. So let's talk about the new products real quick, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Is there any option to do one-on-one to clarify? Sure. Just email me at support@fx-social.com. And just, anything you have questions on, I can answer via email. So let's talk about the new products real quick while you're asking questions. You can still ask questions while I'm talking about the new products also. So product 1 is brand new FX Social Manager. I'm gonna call it FX Social Pro. So basically what it's gonna do is it's going to look for sales and buys as a recovery inside of your manual trades. So when it starts recovering the trades, if it thinks you're wrong, it's going to change the direction of the recovery for you on your buys and your sales. I mean, on your wins, your profits, and your sales. And it's going to be optional. So that's going to be a cool feature. FX Social Combo. Basically, what FX Social Combo is going to do is going to be able to read multiple charts at one time. So you want to have 10 different charts up, and you only want to trade 2 out of 10. You can set the bot to do that for combo. The next one is going to be FX Trade Finder. It's going to be a new one. And so Trade Finder is just going to be more accurate. It's already accurate anyway, but it's going to be more accurate. That's all I can really say about it. It's already going to be pre-set up also. So it's going to be pre-set up with all the prerequisites. And so it's going to be, but it's going to be way more accurate. So it's only, you notice how sometimes it calls a sell under the line, over the line, and it calls a buy under the line. We're going to make it where it only calls the buy or the sell when it meets the requirements. So you don't have to waste your time trying to figure out if it's meeting the requirements. It's already going to be meeting the requirements. So you don't have to get alerted for every buy or sell. So that's a cool feature. The next one is a new EA called Trading View, FX Social Trading View. So what FX Social Trading View is going to do is, you know how like who let me know the question about who likes Trading View, who uses Trading View for their own trading strategies. Like they got their own favorite indicators. Maybe they use Trade Finder. Maybe they use someone else's indicators. Who likes to trade and who likes Trading View? Let me know in the chat box. I do. It's a powerful tool. Exactly. It's very powerful. So I'm making an EA that you can set up your own strategies within TradingView, and it will automatically trade on your MT4 account using TradingView. So you can have it automatically do buys and sells off this indicator, off the indicator TradingView. You can have it do automatic trades based off of some other indicator that you're using. You can have it doing based off moving averages or whatever, or maybe you want to set up a horizontal line on TradingView and have it take the trade. It's gonna be a lot of fun messing around with it. But basically, I'm gonna have it where you can automate TradingView based off of any indicators that you want to use. Someone said major. Trill said major. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be major. Yeah, so I'm coming up. I be trying to come up with so much heat, guys. Like I'm trying to be like the best resource company that y'all need. Like, like I said, I'm coming on the copier soon. I have a copy. I actually own my copier. I just haven't released it yet because I'm looking for a good trader. But like I'm gonna have so much stuff for you guys where you guys are gonna have a lot of dope stuff, and it's gonna be like really dope for you guys. Like this is just the beginning. So hopefully, you know, y'all learned a lot. I'm not gonna keep too much of your time. It's been about an hour on the webinar already. If you got any good information out of this, let me know in the question box. I think I'm gonna do this every Wednesday. We're gonna do different subjects. Sometimes we might do strictly Trade Finder. Sometimes we might do strictly something. Maybe I might have a guest star on, whatever. So you might just do every Wednesday. Just hop on this call every Wednesday. I'll be sending it out via the app. So make sure you got the Kajabi app downloaded. But if y'all got no more questions for me, guys, this was great information. Thank you. I want to start with automation first. You start with everything, Jared. Like, don't rely on the automation. Like, if you have all these tools you have access to, you can do them all at one time. And you can make so much money off of just the Trade Finder and the Trade Manager. Don't be afraid to try it. You can try it on demo. You don't have to be live, but it's great to learn that skill set. You can find my settings on my recommended training, under the training. So I'm gonna let you guys go, but like I said, now that you understand how the bot works, some of you guys might want to try out 350. I'm trying out some new settings, so I'll let you know, guys, some new settings I'm messing around with over the next week that can be even more conservative or more profitable. So I'm gonna be trying all of that stuff. I'll just let you know some of the stuff I'm trying. I'm gonna be trying like a 350 grid with a higher take profit. I'm gonna try a smaller take profit with a smaller grid. I'm gonna try both. Like I'm gonna be trying all kinds of things, and I'm gonna be letting the field know because there's so much untapped potential with the bot that we can make it even better. All we gotta do is find the best settings, the best pairs, and so forth. So I encourage you guys to have fun now that you understand how the bot works, and to figure out some settings that you think might be fun to try out, some pairs you might want to try, and let us know through the community. And let us know in the community that, hey, I've tried this and this has been working, or I'm going to try this. Who wants to try with me? And just try the demo. Like I said, bro, Zach, it's every pair. You can do any pair. The Trade Finder works on any pair. Trade Finder, man, you can start with $50, $100, $200. It doesn't matter. Just use proper risk management. I would definitely at least try like at least $100, $200 on your trade Finder, trade management, and just use proper risk management. But cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna do this again later. I'm gonna release some more new videos over time. I'm gonna upload this video to my YouTube channel so you can get this, and I'll put it on the actual website. I mean, the members lounge also. You have a blessed night, and I thank you guys for your time.